to my channel. My name is Kayla, and if you're new here, hello. Today we're going to be talking about some products that I regret buying. I also do want to mention that I am having a 100th subscriber giveaway. What that is a package of a variety of sample sizes and some full sizes of products, makeup products that haven't been used by me, so they're all fresh and brand new, and I will be mailing that to one lucky winner when I get 100 subscribers on YouTube. To do that, all you really have to do is be subscribed to my channel, and that's it. I will insert a picture of what you can win up above, and let's get started. There is a disclaimer in this video. These products did not work for me. If they work for you, that's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. I wish they worked for me. So don't be upset if I am talking about a brand, my face is really itchy, that you like and it just didn't work for me. So let's get into it. First, we'll start out with a product that is actually not so much makeup related as it is beauty related. This is the only one that I have, and it is the dry conditioner from Lush. So this itself was supposed to be made for blonde hair, and I did give this an honest go. I thought it would be great for traveling. I thought it would be really useful in general, and it made my hair feel like there was like a film over top of it. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I washed my hair after, it just continued to do that. And then even when I tried to use it like a conditioner, like you're supposed to, it didn't really do anything for my hair. Like, I know my hair is pretty dry because of how often I have bleached it, but I do condition my hair every single time I wash it, and so for that to happen, it was really weird. I don't think it did anything that it was supposed to, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Next, we're going to talk about some Pixi by Petra. So this is the Vitamin Wake Up Mist. I am not a fan of this. I have had this for about 2 years. I'm just going to throw it out because it's definitely way past its expiry date. I don't think it smells any different. I have a really poor sense of smell, in case anybody is wondering. Like, it's bad. I smell very little. But, so this, in general, I don't find works. It's supposed to be an energizing facial water that you use basically when you wake up, or I guess when you want to feel energized. It makes me want to wash my face. My face feels really, really sticky after, and I don't like it. I've used this much in the span of owning it for probably 2 years because I discovered very early on that I didn't like it, and I don't know why I kept it around, but it's leaving today. So I would not personally recommend this product to you. It's just not something that is worth the money. Next is a setting spray by Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. So this is this guy. Now, I have nothing negative to say about the product itself, actually. It is the packaging that I really hate. And that would be this little sprayer right here. So this gets stuck. It just gets stuck. I don't know how else to explain it. So I'm gonna move a little bit. It's stuck. You have to pull it up in order for it to do anything. And so that doesn't really help you when you're trying to put on your makeup. Like, I've used this and sprayed, lifted, but you shouldn't have to do that for a product. It's faulty. I'm gonna go back to Sephora and see if this is a common problem, because I do like this product and I would like to use it. I just really hate the sprayer. So we'll see what happens with that. Next, we're going to talk about an eyeshadow palette that I'm actually wearing today. So I'm going to get a little closer. Now, my makeup isn't the best today, and I kind of gave up. Like, my eyeshadow, I just kind of gave up because there was no salvaging. I don't think, anyways. This is the American Horror Story Fear Has a Face eyeshadow palette. I purchased this at Hot Topic. I think this was a waste of money. It had a really, really terrible brush that I didn't use because we don't use brushes like that. And I used a couple of the shades. So I used this shade right here, which is definitely, it looks a little bit red, but it's definitely more orange. Not as orange as this, but still kind of orange. I used Rubber Man, which is this black sparkly shade. The sparkles don't transfer, which is nice because that's what I was worried about, but it also is very patchy and it kind of muds everything up. So I didn't like that. I used this reddish shade on my lid. I did like it initially, but it doesn't stay, like the pigment I found doesn't really stay true to what it is. And then I used Bellhop on my lower lash line, and I don't think you can really tell. This was $19.90 Canadian plus tax. I don't think I got a deal on it, but either way, this was definitely a waste of money. I just... if you're an American Horror Story collector of things, I mean, this might be right up your alley, but in terms of wear, I'm wearing it right now and I don't like it, so... Next, I have two highlighter palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So the story with these guys is I ordered from the website. I'm Canadian, so I had to get them shipped in, and I didn't realize that I was going to be paying extra, so I ended up having to pay express shipping just because that was the only option available to Canada. And then I ended up a week after getting a bill from, I think it was FedEx, for an extra like 30 bucks, and that was not okay. I wasn't impressed, but what can you do? They already sent it to you. You already have the product. You're just gonna be like, well, take it back, but I know you already delivered it. So I wouldn't be ordering from them again. I would wait until it came to our local Sephora. The only instance I would order from them is if it's exclusive to their store, and even then I don't think it would bother, because that's tacking on an extra 30 bucks per purchase. Like, is it really worth it? So this one is the Moonchild Glow Kit. I am wearing this today. You can see it more on my nose and like right on my cupid's bow than anything else. I do have it over here somewhere, but I always find that my highlighter doesn't show up very well on camera. So I am wearing it, but this has a lot of sparkle in it. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm wearing Blue Ice today. And this is definitely more of like a cool tone, like lighter, subtler kind of highlighter palette. I will be using this more than anything else in terms of the other one that I purchased, but I still don't use it very often. I don't reach for it. It's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have green highlighter today. It's just, I'd like to, but it's not practical for my everyday life. And the next one is the Aurora Glow Kit. This guy is a little bit darker in terms of shade selection, and some of these are really beautiful, but I don't know if I'll ever really reach for this as much as I would like to, or as much as I thought I would. So that's kind of disappointing for me personally. It was kind of a waste of money. I shouldn't have bought it, and I am trying to be a more conscious consumer of makeup, because there was a time where I wasn't at all. So we're slowly learning, okay? I'm learning. Next is the Morphe 350S eyeshadow palette. Now, if any of you have watched me for a little while, you may know about my Morphe story. I will link that down there so you can watch that. I did a first impressions of this, and this was supposed to be a purple palette. The lady screwed up, and I didn't think to open it to check it, and I thought she knew what she was talking about. I didn't know the numbers. I was like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. She works here. No. So I ended up getting a palette that actually looks very similar to this. But this is what I got. This is definitely not purple. And it's not that they're bad quality. This wasn't what I wanted. I haven't really reached for it. So this is kind of a bummer, personally. I might see if any of my friends want to use it, because I cannot justify having this extra one in my collection. It's not a double, but it's very similar to the other one that I have. And like I said, I haven't reached for it, and it's just kind of a waste. And I wasn't the one I wanted to begin with. And if I didn't live 2 hours away from the store that I bought it from, I would have returned it. But because I live 2 hours away, I'm not going to drive all the way there. It's just, you just sometimes have to cut your losses on that one. Next, I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Kit. I believe this is the refillable one. It's the hard shell packaging, and so initially when I purchased this, I thought that I was ready to move on from my Smashbox Contour Kit. Turns out I was not. I only really use these two shades, so I do think that it was a little bit of a waste of money. I personally, it was kind of an for me, and I wouldn't recommend it. My battery's dying, so you may see me a little bit later. But just kind of a waste. I would recommend the single pans, not so much the full kit, just because unless you're a makeup artist, or if you're someone who's crazy into not highlighting, contouring, then I don't think you'd use every shade. I don't. So there's that. And then I have the Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. So this is actually, I've never used this. I took it out of the packaging to show when my local Sephora opened, and I showcased basically what it was. I haven't touched it at all. It's still brand freaking new. This was a waste because it's not something you can create a full eyeshadow look out of, and so for that reason I don't reach for it. I would recommend it to people who like to go that extra mile for things, but I am not one of those people. So for that reason I should have been a smarter consumer, and I was not. Next is the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. So this guy right here, it took forever for me to get my hands on it because everybody hyped it up and we thought it was leaving, and oh my gosh, what if I don't get my hands on it? And this is very versatile, but I don't use it as much as I thought I would, again, because it is something that you add to, right? So these can be used as a eyeshadow topper, they can be used as a lip topper, they can be used as contour, you can use them for anything you want, really, but you can't really make a standalone look with it, so that's why I don't reach for it. It's just the way she goes. And last but not least, let's talk about some products that I actually don't have anymore. So these are things that I have actually returned. And let me pull up my list. So the number one that I actually regret buying would be the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife. So that was a highlighter. I'll insert a picture. It was gold. I don't have that anymore because I couldn't make it work, and that's because it's not made for pale skin tones. It's just not. It looked very yellow. I looked kind of sick when I wore it. I think it looks wonderful on darker skin tones. It's just not meant for me personally. So I did end up decluttering that. The other one I don't think I talked about in my last video was the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. I don't remember what I did with this. I don't remember if I gave it to a friend or if I returned it or what happened. But I personally didn't like the formula in this. I found they were a little bit chalky. I found that I had a lot of the same shades and they didn't look quite the same when you swatch them versus in the pan. So I wasn't a fan of that. Again, I know a lot of people liked it and it worked for them. It wasn't what I expected, so I kind of had to move on from it. Next is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I really wanted to like this. I swatched it in my local Sephora and I thought that Snow, which was their lightest shade, would be my shade because it looked like that in the lighting. And then they were sold out, so I was out of town. I ended up seeing it at a Sephora there. I picked it up, I brought it home, I put it on my face, and I took it right back off because it was so yellow. So yellow. I had to return it. I was like, I can't do it. And definitely obviously for people with yellow undertones, but I couldn't wear it and it was their lightest shade, and I can't even really diss the product, just the shade range, I guess, because I couldn't tell you the formula. I didn't let it sit long enough because I knew I wasn't going to like it and I knew I wasn't going to go out in public with it. So that was kind of a bummer. Next is the Milk makeup as a whole. So I do have, I think, 1 or 2 of their sample size products left. I ended up getting a couple of extras, so they're in the giveaway. And by all means, I think other people could really like them. That's why I put them in the giveaway. But I'm not a fan. I tried their matcha toner and the other thing, the matcha stuff, and I found it actually broke me out, so that was a whole reason why I didn't like them. Their Blur Stick also took off my makeup, so that wasn't okay. Last but not least is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. So I really liked this eyeshadow palette in terms of the shade range and the versatility of it, but it doesn't have any staying power. I really like it for Instagram looks, I really like it for YouTube, but if you're going to wear it all day to work, even with an eyeshadow primer, even with a setting spray, it doesn't stay. Doesn't stay, it magically disappears. So not okay with that, returned it. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but I wasn't impressed, so it had to leave. That's about it. So that is the end of my video, and thank you for sticking around. I am going to try to get some more videos up. I do have like a whole list of things that I'm planning to film, so that's good. trying to get a little bit more on the ball with this, and I will see you all later. Remember, if you like me, you want to see more videos from me, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Have a great day and take care of yourselves.